from his teammates.
Great crowd on hand in Salt Lake City.
Alex Fells, Jim Fogg. Yeah, it's Salt Lake City in the Vivint Arena, home of the Utah Jazz.
In the last 5, the Kings underway in a preseason game at Vivint Arena in Salt Lake City. And they dump the puck in on the left wing. Sent around the boards. Drew Doughty canceled along the far wall by Brett Howden. The Golden Knights with pretty much 3 NHL lines and 2 defense pairs that we expect them to use on opening night. They're dressing a pretty strong lineup here tonight. As Carlin mentioned, Andrzej Kopitar is out. TJ Tynan takes his spot on what effectively would be the top line for the Kings, centering Kevin
Rose and Fury.
This is Alex Iafallo. Talked about him in the open. New role for Iafallo this year. Going to be a bit more of an alpha there and distributing the puck. Arthur Kaliev's had a good preseason, you'd have to say. Here is Phil Kessel filtering the puck towards net. Swatted away by Cal Peterson to the back boards.
Velarde's out there.
Of course, back in the days, the Vivint Arena opened in 1993, and it was called the Delta Center.
Earned that right.
I think it was like 5-6 years ago. Then it got changed to Vivint Smart Homes Arena. That was just Vivint Arena. And that's the same place where the great John Stockton and Karl Malone played for the Jazz. The history of the Jazz, they came from New Orleans in the mid-'80s. They were the New Orleans Jazz in Utah when an infamous play-by-play announcer called Hot Rod Huntley.
Testing out that shoulder early on. Theodore shot tip wide to the left wing corner, picked up by Philip Deneau, and the Kings will have some room.
We'll see a contrast tonight if we expect to see the regular systems in defensive zone coverage. The Kings are more a man-on-man system. The Golden Knights are moving to a zone system.
As Fiala down Broadway, he scores!
What a goal!
Kevin Fiala! A sensational goal, and the Kings lead 1-0.
Another area that Vegas is adjusting is the neutral zone. And that time the Kings got through the neutral zone very easily. And then, of course, the finish is there. Look at how deep the defensemen are right there for the Golden Knights.
I believe it's on Valley Sports West. Could be SoCal, but I think it's West.
At the same time, they're backing up. Fake shot, room, and then scoop backhand. Neutral zone open, entry, Kings lead 1-0.
Yep, that was a good scoop pass in there.
His first career 30-goal campaign last year with the Minnesota Wild and a career high in points with 85. There's Marchessault missing the net with his shot. Bouncing puck, Martinez settles at the point, wins it around.
Brady can chuck.
Stevenson to the middle, nobody there.
Claude Giroux.
Tynan unable to reach the puck at the attacking blue line, but a good recovery by Fiala in neutral ice. He'll turn the corner and enter again.
That's a new guy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Man, he's noticeable.
Well, he's making an impression, I'll tell you that.
The more I see him, Alex, it's more about his footwork. You know, he has quick hands. We saw that on the back end, but the way he gets his feet underneath him to either protect or shoot.
Look at the jackets.
I talked to a couple of the trainers for the Kings, and they marvel at how underratedly strong he is. Doesn't look like a bulky guy, but he is just built. That's Jared Anderson Doan.
Watch out.
Airborne pass, and Drew Doughty had his feet crossed up. Entering the zone here is Sakari Manning for the goal.
Kraken playing the Kings October 3rd. That'll be next Thursday, 7 o'clock on Valley Sports West. Dude, they brought the P announcer with them. Right on.
Doughty and Doty.
Yeah.
Doty drew the penalty. He was stripped in the Kings zone. Fiala looks on and says, hey, guys, get me the puck. I'm going to back someone off. I'm going to put the puck into the top net. So Doty, is it the broken stick? Does he fall on that? Yeah, a little bit of both. Certainly the forechecker was involved right there a little bit too much. When I saw it initially, I saw the broken stick, or I don't know if it was broken or not. It was lying flat on the ice. And Jacob Doty in the lineup for just 2 games because of the suspension. I think that gives you an idea of what his role would be expected to be. Take the body and be extremely physical.
An older player from Billings, Montana. But it puts the Kings on the power play. And it's looked a lot better.
Catch the Kings home opener versus Golden Knights on October 11th.
Last year. Moore shot it into the body of William Karlsson. Peterson tried to carry that shorthanded. Good recovery by Trevor.
That game will be on national television, ESPN.
Career highs in scoring last
Yeah,
year.
ESPN's gonna have a doubleheader next week.
The steal, and the Golden Knights will kill some clock.
21st. Let's see what the power play of the King was last year.
The power play, that triangle that a lot of teams use down low, the Kings are trying to incorporate that into their power play system. We'll see if we can get a finish, at least a good shot in that area.
Moore's pass hit a skate, went out of the zone. Defended by Mark Stone. Back for the Golden Knights after back surgery over the summer. As Kempe will draw back behind his net. Without Andrei Kopitar on this top power play unit, I'm curious, yes, it is Alex Iafallo who will essentially take his spot on the left wing.
Where's Kopitar?
Follow. Rink wide pass cut off by Stone. 1 against 3. Stone in over the line. Deeks pass Downey.
Ooh, shorty chance.
Stone didn't get much on it. Pietrangelo with a rebound in tight. Turned away by Peterson with a goal stick. Second mid was probably more dangerous than the first.
Yeah, it came a lot quicker.
Kings last season, 44-27-11 record. Finished third in the Pacific Division. Lost to the Oilers in the first round of playoffs. Lost to them in 7. They had a 3-2 lead in the series. Keys additions for the Kings: Kevin Fiala, acquired via the trade for the Minnesota. That was a good pickup for them. Their key loss: Dustin Brown. He retired.
Velarde switching places with Kempe. Shot directed to the end boards.
As a Kopitar of the LA Kings in points, 11 of 14 in the last 15 seasons. Trevor Moore, 5 short-handed goals last season. That ties for the lead in the NHL.
But play continues. The Kings, who entered today 23% this preseason on the power play, 1 for 2 Tuesday night in Anaheim.
Adrian Kempe last season, 35 goals, 19 assists, 54 points. Career highs in goals and points. Is
And we get a whistle here on a hand pass.
that Mark Stone? Golden Knights record 43-31-8. Finished 4th in Pacific. And the Golden Knights missed the playoffs. I think they missed the playoffs by 2 or 4 points. I can't remember top of my head. But they were in the hunt until the last week. And it was the Stars who took over, as I remember correctly. Golden Knights' key losses are invented Daganov, traded to the Canadiens. Max Pacioretty traded to Hurricanes. Robert Leonard, hip surgery, out for the season.
Mo Ferrari, an interesting case. As Eichel moves in, centering pass into the skates.
Jonathan Marchessault led the Golden Knights with 66 points last season, career high.
Over the line, right wing, centering, Clark, holding, passing, Moore behind the net, chips it out in front, Velarde denied in tight. Thompson reaching behind him for the puck. It's in. They say it's in.
It's in. It's in.
The goal signal came a little bit late.
You know, he made the first signal. Gabriel Velarde.
Yes.
He pointed into the back of the net. And it was a play where Brant Clark had an opportunity to shoot. He held on, made a pass. Then it went behind.
Well, they just on the goal horn then.
Then Velarde with that reach factor.
There they go.
We've talked about. Looks like he gets the Kings on the board once again. And
There you go. Here's that train horn.
The Knights looked like they had a chance, or they had a better feel for the game. So there's Velarde in front. There's Eichel's stick. Thompson, the goaltender. Gabe says, hey, it's in.
Yeah.
As he skates to the back, he sees it. He points in. The referee finds it the same way. Kings lead 2-0.
Wow.
Thompson was so deep in his net, wound up giving him that room. And it's 2-0 LA. And for
Like I said, the Kings had a 3-2 lead in that series of Oilers. They had a chance to clinch on home runs, but they lost that, and they ended up losing up at Rogers Place.
But then he had something in his mind there. Get it to the skilled guys. Fiala, and then Velarde.
So here is Kevin Fiala with a rolling puck that gets away from Mikey Anderson. Tynan on the turn. Fiala slowly ahead for Kempe, an area play for Tynan, but too late getting there. The Golden Knights have it. They will reset. So a goal in the opening 2 minutes from Kevin Fiala.
Wow, Kevin Fiala.
Gabe Velarde, who potted the pair Tuesday against Anaheim. It was a very limited sample size, but he finished with a couple of goals his final 2 regular season games last year in an attempt to make the starting lineup in the postseason.
I remember the Kraken was trying to get Kevin Fiala for a trade.
Jersey lines up a hip check on a Matty over the moment.
Yeah, did not make the playoffs. They were 4 points shy of making the playoffs.
Extra step in it.
Oh, here's their free key addition, Phil Kessel from free agency for the Coyotes. Aiden Hill via trade with the Sharks.
Have to correct myself, Alex. It was not
Yeah, Phil Kessel played like the last decade with the Coyotes. That's crazy. Well, the Coyotes are in rebuilding mode themselves too as well.
The Kings to keep that puck moving and make sure the defenders